I watched her love fade. Slowly, painfully, quietly. Not all at once. Not like in the movies where someone shouts and storms out the door. Number. It was a gradual kind of leaving. 1,000 tiny moments slipping through my fingers. Before I even realized I was losing her. It started with little things. The way she stopped texting me first. The way she hesitated before saying, "I love you," like she had to remind herself. I noticed it in her eyes. How they didn't sparkle when she looked at me anymore. They used to. God, they used to. At first, I made excuses. She's just tired. She's stressed. She still loves me. Just a rough patch. But love doesn't hide. Love doesn't make you wonder if you're still wanted. It shows up. It stays. And yet, she was slipping away. I asked her once, "Are we okay?" She smiled. Said, "Of course." But her voice cracked on the last syllable. And I knew. Deep down, I knew. But I stayed. I fought. I loved her harder, thinking maybe if I just gave her a little more, she'd find her way back to me. I showed up with flowers on a random Tuesday. I wrote her notes, left them tucked in her coat pocket. I planned dates, even when she barely looked up from her phone. I was trying to save something that only I was fighting for. The truth? You can't make someone stay if they don't want to be found. Some days she was there, smiling, laughing like before, giving me just enough hope to keep holding on. Other days, she was a ghost, sitting next to me, but a million miles away. It hurt. More than heartbreak, it was death by 1,000 cuts. I started losing pieces of myself, trying to hold on to her. I stopped smiling, stopped laughing, stopped being me. Until one morning, I looked at her across the breakfast table. Messy hair, sleepy eyes, and I realized I didn't recognize her anymore. And worse, I didn't recognize myself. So, without a fight, without a word, I disappeared. No dramatic goodbye. No last plea for her to choose me. I packed my heart up, what was left of it, and walked away. Not because I stopped loving her, but because I finally started loving myself. At first, the silence was deafening. I kept reaching for my phone, half expecting a message, a missed call, some sign that she noticed I was gone. Nothing. Days turned into weeks. The loneliness was brutal, but slowly, the pain turned into peace. I started remembering who I was, before loving her made me forget. I picked up old hobbies, met new people, laughed again. For real this time, not forced. I started living, instead of waiting, until one night, it was raining. Heavy, relentless, the kind of rain that soaks you in seconds. I heard a knock on my door. I wasn't expecting anyone. Part of me hesitated to answer, but when I opened it, there she was, drenched from head to toe, mascara running down her cheeks, eyes wild and desperate. She looked at me, like I was the last piece of land, in a drowning world. She didn't say hi, didn't ask to come in. She just whispered, "I was wrong." I stood there, frozen, because part of me had dreamed of this moment, imagined it on all those lonely nights, hoped for it, and another part of me had already buried her. She broke down, right there on my doorstep, sobbing, trembling, saying she missed me, that she realized too late what we had, that loving me had felt like home, and she'd been stupid enough to walk away. She begged, "Please, can we try again? Rewrite our story?" I wish I could tell you I ran into her arms, that we kissed in the rain, and the world finally made sense. But I didn't, because in that moment, I realized something. Love shouldn't have to leave before it's appreciated. Real love. The kind that builds a life, not just moments. It doesn't abandon you. and expect a welcome mat when it returns. I still loved her. Maybe a part of me always would. But I loved myself more now. I looked her in the eyes and told her the truth. I hope you find happiness. I hope you heal. But we're not the same people we were. She cried harder, said she would wait, said she'd do anything to prove herself. And maybe she would. Maybe she meant it. But sometimes love isn't about second chances. It's about knowing when the chapter is over, when the book is closed. And this time, I chose me. I closed the door. Gently. No anger. No bitterness. Just peace. She stood there for a while, maybe hoping I'd change my mind. But I didn't. Because healing isn't about who comes back. It's about who you become after they leave. And I had become someone who didn't beg to be loved. Someone who didn't need to rewrite an old story, to believe in a new beginning. And somewhere inside that rain-soaked night, I realized the greatest love story I could ever write was the one where I didn't lose myself again.